Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about 5 simple things that you can do right now to become a certified bona fide loser. And I promise you, if you do each of these 5 things, there is literally a 0% chance that you are not a loser. Make sure you stick around for number 5, because even if you ignore everything else, you can still achieve your goal of becoming a loser just by number 5 alone. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So number 1, the first step to becoming a certified loser is blaming everybody else except for yourself when you fail, and always taking credit for your successes. And if you think about it, when you can do this, when you can pick and choose when to take responsibility for your actions, and you make sure that it's only when you succeed or when you do something good, you're telling yourself and you're admitting to yourself that you have no control over your life when you do bad things, but only when you do good things. That's when your decisions and that's when your actions are appropriate, because that means you are just as smart as you think you are. And if you do this enough, I can say with 100% certainty that you will sabotage every single relationship in your life, because when you continually blame other people when you mess up or when you fail, they're going to be naturally repelled by you, and they're going to just kind of exit your life by osmosis. They're just going to leave. And so what happens when you do this is that you end up with no friends, no relationships, no connections, no real substance to your life. And so you're already on pace to becoming a loser, because you won't have anybody that actually likes you or supports you. And so this honestly is very important, because if you just take credit for, everything in your life, then that means you're a fully autonomous, responsible male or woman, honestly. But that is the last thing you want to do, because only winners will take responsibility for everything in their lives. And, winners are the people that actually accept their failures and accept their wins equally, and they don't pick and choose which to take responsibility for, because that would make them a loser. And obviously you don't want to be a winner, so we have to do the opposite. The lessons that you would learn from failing, you just ignore completely, and you only take the lessons from when you win. That is how you can just make sure that you just stay in this repetitive cycle of losing and never, ever, ever give yourself a chance to even win at all. So number 2, the second step that you can do to become a loser is worry about everything, especially the things that you can control. Because if you just decide to worry about everything and just get caught in your head all the time and never actually do anything about it, you can make sure that you don't accidentally make any progress towards your goals, because all you're going to be doing is thinking about it. Even if you can control it, you don't want to actually go out and fix it, because if you actually go out and fix it, then you're going to give yourself a chance to actually make your life better and improve your circumstances and win, which we don't want to do at all. We want to avoid that at all costs. So by just getting caught in your head and just finding excuses and finding reasons why you shouldn't actually go make a change in your life, you can make sure that you stay in the exact same spot you are now, hopefully even decline even further. And that way, again, you're going to make sure that losing is basically your only option, because if you just continue to worry and just think and don't actually do anything, there's no way you could actually move the needle forward and actually make progress. But it's also equally important to worry about things that you cannot control, because even though there's nothing you can do to change some things, you should definitely spend most of your time or a lot of your time just freaking out about it, because it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do. So you have to freak out. If you don't freak out, if you don't throw your life away, if you don't spin up into an uncontrolled spiral of rage and anxiety, then you might actually come down and come to your senses, and then you might actually just decide to find peace in the fact that you can't change a certain situation or a certain outcome. And then there might be a time where you just actually get a level head and you start making moves towards winning. And we're trying to avoid that at all costs. So just worry about everything and never actually do anything to change anything. And so number 3, the third step to becoming a loser is prioritize what other people think of you over what you think of you. What I mean by that is we want to design our lives at the expense of the opinions of other people. And we want to make sure that we act and we live each day in alignment with what other people are doing and what other people want for our lives. We don't ever want to listen to our true desires, our true goals, because if we found something that we were actually good at and we found our passion, that would be detrimental, because when we have a passion, when we have something that we actually really enjoy doing and we love pursuing, we're going to get caught in this kind of flow where we're just moving towards goals and we're moving towards potentially winning. And we want to make sure that whatever we're doing every single day, it's not anything that we actually want to do. So that way we can just make sure that we don't actually make any tangible progress towards something that can make our lives better and more fulfilling. And so by just prioritizing the opinions of other people and living at the expense of other people's opinions, we can just make sure that our lives are just terrible and miserable, and we don't actually ever do anything we enjoy. And on top of that, we want to make sure that whatever people tell us about ourselves and about who we are, we always have to take that as absolute truth, because at the end of the day, even though we know ourselves better than anyone else ever could, there's more people out in the world than just us. There's billions of people in the world, only one of us. So obviously, if we just do and think in the exact same way as everybody else, there's a pretty good chance that we might do what everyone else does most of the time, which is lose and just become average and mediocre. So if we decide to just kind of ignore the opinions of all these other people, then there's a chance that we might actually discover our true intrinsic desires, our true purpose, and we might actually start working towards it. And we just don't want to do that because, again, I'm going to keep repeating this. We are trying to avoid winning at all costs. So just remember, never listen to yourself. Always listen to the opinions of other people and prioritize them over the opinions that you have of yourself, because that is how you become a loser. So number 4, the fourth step to becoming a loser is treat embarrassment as if it is worse than death. And what I mean by that is you never, ever, ever want to take any sort of risk or put yourself out there or expose yourself to any sort of hate or criticism, because if you did that, then you might actually build up some resilience, and you might actually get used to facing adversity, and you might actually get used to putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. The thing is, we don't want to do that, because if we want to be a loser like this video is about, we want to make sure that we're in our comfort zone at all times. We don't ever actually put ourselves in situations to be embarrassed. We never want to ask for anything that we don't think we deserve. We never want to actually go up and approach somebody or talk to anybody, because if there's a chance that you might get rejected or you might fail, we don't want to do that, because even though failing is a good thing for us, we don't want to put our identity on the line, because it might actually give us more confidence after the fact. If we actually succeed at something, if we get embarrassed and we realize that it's not that bad, we might actually gain some confidence. We might actually feel better about ourselves, and we don't want that. We want to make sure that our self-image is as trashed and as tarnished as possible. So never, ever, ever take any sort of risk, especially if it's something that comes from your true desires and your purpose, because we want to, again, make sure that everything that we do is very, very safe, and we can just predict the outcome of every single situation. Again, that's how we make sure that we don't change anything about our lives, and we make sure that we never grow. We always stay in our comfort zone, because embarrassment, that is the worst thing ever. We cannot afford it. We cannot afford to take risks, and we just have to stay right where we are and remain the same, essentially remain the same, and hopefully, again, decline and become even more of a loser than we already were. And so number 5, the fifth and final step to becoming a loser, and I promise you, if you can do this right here, there is a 0% chance. You can ignore every other thing that I said in this video. I can make sure that if you just do this one thing, you will be a certified loser. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And that is, don't ever play the game so there is never a possibility that you ever win, ever. And what I mean by this, whatever arena you're competing in, whatever area of life you're trying to lose in, you have to make sure that you don't actually ever go and do it. Because if you did, even if you weren't good at it, like I hope you aren't, we don't want to be good at it because it's self-explanatory, but even if you weren't good at it, we don't want to even give ourselves a chance of winning. And that's the thing, because people think that losers lose more than winners, but losers don't lose. Losers never actually do anything. They don't play the game. So if you were thinking about, starting a YouTube channel and posting videos, you don't ever actually want to go and do that, because there is a slight chance, even if you suck at it at first, you might get better. You will get better at it. And there's always going to be a chance that one of those videos takes off and you end up winning. And that's not what we want. So always just don't play the game. Just sit on the sidelines, watch other people do what you want to do. And this kind of goes back to one of my last points, which is live your life at the expense of the opinions of other people. Don't actually listen to your own desires. And if you can do that, if you can just make sure that you don't ever move any needles, you don't actually, put effort towards things that you want, you can make sure that you're a loser forever, because there is a 0% chance that you can ever possibly win. If you don't play the game, you can't win. And this last point is what kind of ties everything together, because like number 4, if you're just too embarrassed to put yourself out there or take any sort of risk, you won't ever do it. If you prioritize the opinions of other people and live your life at the expense of other people, there's no way you can actually go and pursue your own desires. We want to suppress those as much as possible. We don't ever want to even acknowledge them. And if we're constantly worrying about things we can and can't control, we can make sure that we get stuck in our head all day, and we don't ever actually get the inclination or the desire to actually put any action into the real world. We don't actually do anything that could, make us embarrassed or put us at risk. We never, ever, ever actually move forward, because if we want to remain a loser, we want to stay a loser, we want to be a loser, we have to make sure that we're staying in the same place at all times. We never actually give ourselves even the slightest chance of winning, and we do everything that we can to stay still and hopefully decline. If we get good enough at this, if we can just do the things that don't actually push us forward and don't actually test ourselves and don't actually take us out of our comfort zones, we can make sure, this is 100% fact. if you do all these things, doesn't matter what order, especially number 5, I can promise you with enough effort or no effort at all, you will become a loser. So that's all I have to say for now. I hope you guys can take these tips and use them in your own life to become the loser that I know you've always wanted to be. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. But hopefully not. I'm trying to be a loser as well. So I hope you guys all just unsubscribe, don't watch these videos. I want to quit at some point, because if I keep going, if I continue, if I keep pursuing my true desires, there's a chance that I might actually win in this life, and that's the last thing I want. I mean, honestly, I hope nobody watches this video at all. I might not make another video after this. We'll see. But see ya.